They know my family. They know we're not like this. He didn't have anything to do with none of that. And for them to betray him like that is wrong.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. I made a video about my friend who passed away recently, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But anyways, I told you guys that I would do another video that basically did an update of what happened. But in any case, I wanted to play this clip from the local TV news channel that did a little story about the whole event and what occurred. But I wanted to post this and kind of go over the updates that occurred since then, okay? So here we go.
From the father of the man shot and killed by an officer during Friday night's event.
And he's devastated and has a number of questions tonight, as you can imagine. 25-year-old Donovan Lynch was shot by that officer on 19th Street. Lynch was a UVA Wise graduate and a cousin of musician Pharrell Williams. Police say Lynch showed a gun before he was killed. 10 to Your Side's Andy Fox continues our team coverage with his exclusive interview.
This is from Donovan's graduation, University of Virginia at Wise. A father today remembers a son he has lost and also wants to get some answers on what happened. Wayne Lynch told us Donovan's story includes Pharrell Williams.
Pharrell is my cousin through marriage.
Pharrell is Donovan's second cousin, and it was Donovan who came on early to help with Pharrell's efforts.
He actually helped coordinate the volunteers for something in the water.
It was Donovan whose business card reads sports exec, entrepreneur.
One is the Think First security company, and the other is a management company.
Mr. Lynch says this is Donovan's registered 9mm Ruger. Police found it nearby after Donovan was killed.
His gun is registered, is legal, is for his business.
Lynch wants answers on why Virginia Beach police put out the storyline that Donovan was brandishing a firearm, suggesting in a threatening manner, which a witness says is not true. And Lynch says any report he was shooting into the crowd is not only false, it's reprehensible.
They know my family. They know we're not like this. He didn't have anything to do with none of that. And for them to betray him like that is wrong.
So far, there has been no explanation given to Mr. Lynch on why the shooting officer's body camera was turned off. Lynch thinks that's too convenient.
They spent $5.5 million on body cams and dash cams, and they're not being utilized.
We asked Lynch what happens next.
Make sure his name is cleared to establish a scholarship or something in his name.
The Lynches don't know where this road will lead, but they do have an attorney, and they are very concerned that the facts come out, and come out quickly, about Donovan Lynch. In Virginia Beach, Andy Fox, 10 on Your Side.
And there is more to come out. Our coverage of these shootings and the investigations continues on wavy.com. And
There's the video. I wanted to highlight some key points that I noticed. So there was no camera recording during the shooting, right? Whether it's the police camera, their local, the camera that they have on themselves, on their person, or any other public camera, whether it be, you know, one on the sidewalk that records everything that goes on in the area, or any sort of cell phone, right? So those are two really important things that matter in terms of the case and exactly what they want to do in finding out the truth, right? So that's a big red flag there. So I think that's really questionable that during the time of the shooting that there's no way to see what occurred, right? The other thing was he did have a registered weapon, a firearm, on him that night, which is important, right? Because the police report, the officer who shot him, their testimony basically claims that he was brandishing the firearm and was pointing it right at people, trying to intimidate or do these things. I know Lynch, I know Donovan. It's not in him to do anything like that, right? He's not that person. I mean, you can see the expression that his father is reacting to the story that the police is trying to depict of him. That's not who he is, and I can stand testimony to that as well. And many of the people that I played football with and know him very well know that Donovan is not a person to be brandishing a gun like that, trying to intimidate or instill any type of fear in people in a setting like that. That's not who he is, okay? So another thing I noticed, that Virginia state law does not allow for an individual to have a concealed weapon. They must openly carry. So what that basically means is that it is illegal for a person to have a concealed weapon. You can openly carry, you can carry a firearm on you as long as it is visible to the public or individual, whoever, right? Anyone that you're with, as long as they can see and recognize that you are carrying, it is legal. If they cannot take it, if they do not have that gun in view or cannot see it, it is illegal. So I think that's also a good point, because what some people said is it was illegal for him to have that concealed weapon when the event occurred, right, that night. I don't know why he brought a gun, right? But the fact that, you know, he did conceal the weapon, and it was concealed, you know, I love the guy, but that shouldn't have been the case. But he's not going to just use that as a tool to intimidate people. That's not him at all, okay? In terms of him brandishing the firearm, like I said before, I just don't think that's something that he would do. He's just a great person. He always wanted the best for the community. Of course, I'm trying to stay objective as possible, right? It's hard because me having an actual personal tie to this person and many people that I know that I played football with, having that connection with him, it's always hard to separate between the reality and what you feel about a situation and how it turned out, right? So for me, I know he shouldn't have brought a gun there. Obviously, that's a given, right? With that being said, he's not that type of person to go in looking for trouble. He's just not. His mistake was bringing that gun, first of all. The police's mistake was not having their body camera on during the shooting at an event. And when something like this goes down, you have to have it on. It's supposed to be on. I think it's part of the law, don't quote me, but I think it's one of the new rules that when officers are engaging with citizens, they have to have the body cam on, right? So I don't know why this officer didn't do it. He should definitely get reprimanded for that, at least, right? Because we have no eyes and have no witnesses, as of right now, have stepped up to try to corroborate any sort of story or backline. All we're taking is information from the police officer that they've given in their testimony and some eyewitnesses, but no one is standing forward to try and clarify or you know, basically bring down some of the allegations that the police officers are bringing up against Donovan. You know, he was a good man. Regardless of everything that occurred, he lived a life that was full of purpose and had so much potential in what he wanted to do in his life, in helping his community, his family, and himself, right? And so he is not a selfish person. He was not a selfish person. You know, if you follow on his social media, he's always about taking advantage of the opportunity that's right in front of you, right? Always living life to your fullest. So Donovan was always looking at the brighter side, you know, always looking at everything half full, right? And so I hope that justice comes to him and his family. I hope the truth comes out there. I don't want people to take this story as an excuse to go and loot, burn, or destroy their own community, right? I want them to be able to recognize that this is an ongoing process, and once we get all the information that we need in order to come to the right conclusion, and then we can make a decision. But my hope is that everyone can see everything objectively, take all the evidence, and move forward with it, right? I want justice to be served for Donovan and his family because he deserves it, right? Anyone in this situation deserves to have justice come to the light, basically. And it's, you know, it would bother me as well as his family and those that love him to know that people are going to use this in a negative way and a scheme or a plot to do something, right, with their own agenda. But anyways, I wanted to take some time just to kind of clarify some things, give you guys an update. I really appreciate you guys and supporting me, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the trial, the upcoming trials and whatnot. But, you know, I always say, you know, stay positive, pray for each other, support each other through these dark times, because we don't need to, you know, fight fire with fire, you know. An eye for an eye, you know, it says it makes the whole world blind. And right now we need to see, right? We need to see what's coming ahead, and we have to move forward together, not apart, but together, right? So I hope you guys are having a great day. You know, I know it's been tough, you know, 2021 so far, but please stay positive, pray for each other and support each other. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And with that being said,